NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing from Pocono on TNT, brought to you by State Farm. Great service and great rates. You can get it all from State Farm by Bank of America. Experience higher standards and checking only from Bank of America. And by Nextel, get closer to the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series with Nextel from Sprint. Under caution here at Pocono, 20 laps to go. And right now, Denny Hamlin scored in the 5th position behind Bobby Labonte, Ken Schrader, J.J. Yaley, and Joe Nemechek.
But those guys, I think, have to pit.
Yes, they have to pit.
Yes, they do.
They sure wish they didn't have to, but.
Along with several other cars.
So you see Labonte peeling off. It brings the others with him. The 32 of Travis Kvapil will be the lucky dog. And it cycles back to Denny Hamlin as the race leader. So Denny Hamlin leads Jeff Gordon here at Pocono under caution in the Pennsylvania 500 on TNT. Working caution here at the Pocono Raceway in Pennsylvania. Get an update from pit road from Alan Bestwick.
With Mike Ford, crew chief of the once again leading car. You've been out front all day. When all those pit stops started happening short, did it get you a little nervous?
Yeah, we could foresee that coming. We knew we were just a few laps short on the last caution to make it on fuel. Knew some of the guys would gamble to try and short pit, be their only opportunity to win. You know, we kept an eye on it. We gambled, and you know, we short pit as well. We opted for 2 tires. I know there are a couple guys back there that got 4, so we'll keep an eye on them. But a couple guys behind us didn't take tires, so you know, we'll see how it pans out. The place to be right now is out front with the clean air, and that's where we are. So you know, hopefully we can hold on for the last 15 laps or so.
All right, good luck, Mike. Thanks.
Thank you.
Dave?
Steve Letarte called for a 2-tire stop for Jeff Gordon. Are you best in class today, or can you race the 11?
I'd like to think we can race the 11. You know, if anybody can, Jeff Gordon can. That 11's been strong all day long, but we're on right sides. I think he's on right sides. The 2's on right sides. It should be an exciting finish.
We're going to be watching. Matt?
Kevin Harvick's in 4th, some guys in front of him with fresher tires. Is this caution going to be enough of a cycle to try to cool down those tires for Kevin to get back to the front?
Obviously, the cycle should help us. You know, everybody's got 2 or none right here, and we did 2 earlier in the day, and it really wasn't any better than when we did 4 or didn't do any. So obviously, we're just gambling to try to beat that 11. That's what we were doing, pitting early, and he's the class of the field, so you just have to do something to throw it at it to hope for the best. But with 15 laps to go, when we get going right here, tires aren't going to make a difference. They're just going to hold her down and go hard as they can.
The target for Harvick in the pre-race, he said, a top 5 finish here at Pocono. Marty?
Lance Vergara is the crew chief for Brian Vickers. They finally have the car where they want it and 2 fresh tires. Harvick doesn't have those fresh tires. Can you get by him at least?
Well, I hope so. It's just we've been fighting it all day today. The car's been good, but we just haven't got exactly how we want it, except for that first run. It's been tight, and we've been tuning on and tuning on and tuning on. I hope we got it. We were caught up a little bit, but I think we can get by the 29. We'll give Woody and those boys in Cincinnati something to cheer about in the morning.
Does anybody have a shot at the 11, you think?
Not if he keeps running like he's been running all day. He's been 3/10 better in the field all day long, and I tell you what, he's stout, very stout.
Finished 4th here in June. They're hoping for back-to-back Pocono top 5 finishes. Bill?
Thanks, guys. Great job down there. Denny Hamlin leads, and you have to think about the guys that have 4 tires. Jimmy Johnson will restart 7th. Tony Stewart will restart 10th with 16 laps to go.
I think that'll make a big difference, but they've got to work through this traffic, and that's a problem. On this restart, Jimmy Johnson will be starting 14th, and that's the problem. You've got to work through this traffic quick because Denny Hamlin has a clean racetrack in front of him. He's going to try to get as much distance between him and them as he can, quick.
I think the 48 and the 20 needs another caution flag. If they can pass 3 or 4 cars and then with 7, 8 laps to go have another caution flag, that might help them. But to try to pass these cars and catch 11 in 16 laps seems to me like it's going to be a very difficult task.
Well, driver crew chief communication going on among many teams. We eavesdropped on the 48 bunch.
You got brake pads, there's brake dust on all 4 wheels. Just settle in, get everything cooled off here. We can get ourselves a good solid top 10.
Well, we get some green flag runs, and we're going to eat these guys up.
Or we don't need to eat them up, we just need to finish. Everybody else ahead of us is on 2 tires, except for you. That's my present to you for the end of the race.
Alan, you listening to that?
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
His present.
Chad Canales, he's balancing, trying to get his driver to get all that he can in these last laps by taking advantage of those fresh tires, but they're the championship leader. They know, especially watching what's happened to Dale Jr. the last couple of weeks, they could still fall out of this thing, possibly. Not likely, but possibly. He wants Jimmy, who's struggling with his brakes right now a little bit, to make sure he gets a good finish first, and then see where they finish.
Jimmy Johnson is 76 points in front in the championship standings. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car has been retired from the race. He will finish 43rd for the second straight week. 16 laps to go at Pocono. Jeff Gordon wants to lock onto the bumper of that 11 car and then get underneath him, and he might have a shot here. They scramble behind him. 4 wide. Wow. Top 3 cars break away.
Wow, look at this.
That's going to be tough getting through the tunnel turn.
Right. Tony Stewart goes way down to the bottom. Gets in line.
That's for second. Kurt Busch and Jeff Gordon.
I think Denny Hamlin was lucky that the 2 car was not behind him rather than the 24. Because the 2 has been faster than 24 most of the day. And this 24 could hold up Kurt Busch just long enough for Denny Hamlin to get away. Because it doesn't take much for the 11 car to get away.
No kidding. Kurt looking under the 24.
They are stacking up behind him.
And Tony Stewart's back in that mess.
And there's Stewart right there.
Sterling Marlin behind Tony.
It's up to 9th spot right now.
See Jeff Burton, Jimmy Johnson in front of him. Stewart clear of the traffic for the moment. We're popping speeds at the line when they get back to the start-finish line this time. Think that 11 car might be fastest?
Well, the first 3 he is.
Now, when they took the green flag, Stewart was 1.6 seconds behind Hamlin when they took the green.
Okay.
And now he's 4 seconds. And that's just with those couple laps of Denny Hamlin having clean racetrack and Stewart being in traffic. And here it comes, second spot. Got it. Kurt Busch takes it from Jeff Gordon.
Now the 2 car has been pretty good for 15, 20 laps. After that, the 11 car has continued to get out front, but he might have enough time here. Dave?
And Jeff Gordon going back to 3rd now. Guys, we've talked all day long about how you have to be good in all 3 turns here at Pocono. Crew Chief Steve Letarte told me we felt handcuffed on the last option to make changes. He was not good in turn 2. He was good in 1 and 3. They were afraid if they fixed 2, they would hurt 1 and 3. So they really didn't do much to the 24 to make him that much better.
That's the challenge of racing here at Pocono.
And here's another situation. I mean, obviously these guys are trying to win the race, but this is a team that's points racing.
Yes.
You know, I mean, they can't afford to have another bad race. So Jeff Gordon, these guys are being a little bit conservative here. They need a good finish if they want to be in the chase. And here comes Stewart taking the spot away from Jeff Burton, which is 7th place.
Boy, that 20 car has been good today.
He has.
Again, he overcame a 1-lap penalty for aggressive driving early in the race. Tony worked his way back onto the lead lap. Now he's 7th. More on Tony from Dave.
As far as the 3 turns go for the 20 car, the only complaint he had was just a little bit loose off of turn 3. Once you figure out how to make a car turn around here, if that's your only complaint, you can be pretty quick.
Benny, before the race began, you talked about the strategy of the 20 and the 24, former championship teams that have to get back into that chase and what their strategy was. And right now, that's playing out exactly as the guys told you.
Yes, for 400 miles, their thought was to win. Now it's get every position we can, every point that we can.
And don't lose any.
Yeah, exactly. Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson is the car in front of him Now, Jimmy Johnson also has 4 fresh tires. So they got to think about trying to catch Vickers in the 25.
There's Johnson, low Chevy.
Actually, I believe Harvick. Is Harvick the next guy?
Harvick
There's
is next
Harvick,
guy,
the
yes.
next guy they're after.
Yeah, Vickers is in front of Harvick.